Hi everybody, this is Brant with Nutrition First Coaching, and in today's video we're going to talk about late night snacking. Now this can be one of the toughest things when you're trying to improve your weight, your health, and your relationship with food. So we're going to talk about 5 of my favorite ways to attack late night snacking, not only from maybe a scenario standpoint, but also from a mindset standpoint, and how you can get yourself involved in thinking into the future versus just that moment when you want that late night snack. Now let's get into the video. Let's talk about late night snacking. Yeah, we're in a different place, out of the garage, maybe a little quieter and definitely cooler. But anyway, late night snacking. I want to give you 5 kind of strategies and some mindset things to work on related to late night snacking that can be applied to a lot of different things. They're not in any particular order, but I'm going to give you some scenarios and then you can kind of see how these fit into your life. So you've worked all day, everything went well, you planned out breakfast, lunch, pre-workout snack, even dinner was good. Then time rolls around, it's 7:30 or 8, you're just chilling, relaxing, and that's when you typically want a snack. And you go for something salty, pretty soon you've eaten half a bag of chips, then you have a handful of chocolate chips because you need something sweet. Now you've kind of blown it, so to speak. Maybe you've gotten an extra 300 to 500 calories just mindlessly eating. So if this sounds familiar, the first thing I want you to think about is planning this into your day. You know, maybe not that much in terms of calories, but think about planning it into your nutrition plan for the day. So if you typically want something fatty and a little carbs, like a brownie or something, work that into your day by taking a little bit out of each meal and leaving yourself the appropriate amount of carbs and fat. If you're not really tracking specifically, then just be a little more intuitive about this. Take a little bit out from breakfast and lunch. Do really well during the day, no extra snacks, no little bite of candy after lunch or some little piece of candy in the afternoon. And that leaves you a little bit extra in the evening to have that after dinner snack or that kind of dessert to kind of satisfy yourself. Now, the next one is take the quote unquote bad and make it good. So what I mean by that is, again, you're going to leave yourself a little something to eat at the end of the day. But instead of it being eating a Hershey's bar or something that is, really on the bad list, you're going to make something like our protein ice cream recipe. And you can go back and click on that video and check that one out. Now you're combining some of your macros to get your protein in, a little bit of carbs in there. You're eating some healthy stuff with protein powder, maybe some Greek yogurt, a little bit of some almond milk, maybe even leave room for a few chocolate chips or a little fat to put a few nuts on there. And you can really make this into like a dessert treat. So now you've taken this supposedly bad thing you're doing, snacking or eating a dessert, and you've just fit it into your macros and all made it to like something healthy. So that's why I really love that strategy, because yes, no, food is inherently bad. But when it's throwing you off your plan and it's adding calories every day and it's working against your goal, that's when it can be on the bad side. So turn into something good. Check out our protein ice cream recipe. Come up with something on your own, some protein balls or something that's simple and easy but kind of satisfies that sweet tooth kind of thing. The next one is going to be changing your association with snacking. So what I mean by that is it's time to relax. 7:30 or 8 or whatever time you finally get to chill and relax a little bit. Try not to make that relaxing time something where you're just sitting there with nothing to do and all you can think about is, man, I usually sit here with a bag of chips or with some kind of dessert, a couple handfuls of cereal. Try to change that association. So maybe you start to insert some things in there like you do a little bit of stretching, or this is when you clean the kitchen up a little bit. And then you get to watch a show and you're going to take that amount of time to, roll out your legs from your hard workout, or you're going to make a little list of the things you're going to do the next day. Maybe you go brush your teeth. So that's kind of a sign that you're done eating for the night and you can still drink some water. But now that you've brushed and cleaned your teeth, you don't really want to eat anything else. just change that association so that it's not always relaxing time means you have to have a snack and be doing something where you're eating and ingesting calories. That's a big one, and that kind of leads into the next one, which is setting up your environment so that you can be successful. Now, we talk a lot about this. This goes into pretty much everything. But if you have this stuff in your house, if there's a tub of ice cream or a bag of chocolate chips or whatever your weakness is, and that's sitting in your pantry or in your freezer, it's pretty easy to get to and it's pretty easy to eat. So the best thing is remove that from your environment, keep it out of the house, because if it's not there, maybe it's not out of sight, out of mind, but it's going to be a little more challenging to drive all the way to the store, pick something up. There's a lot of time in there to think about, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do this. What are some other strategies I can use? So try to get it out of the house. If that becomes too challenging because you have other family members, kids or spouse or roommate or whatever, and they want to have this stuff in the house because that's part of what they like to eat on a regular basis, find a special place for that. Better yet, just have them hide it somewhere and keep it away from you so you don't even know where it's at. That way it is out of sight and it can be out of mind. So get that environment set up. That's a great strategy to try to just keep it out of your sight and keep it away from you. But now let's talk about the real mindset behind late night snacking. Now I like to refer to this as having a little conversation with future you. So what I mean by that is, who do you want to be in the future? You're trying to be dialed in with your nutrition, you're exercising, you're getting sleep and recovery, you're working on mindfulness practices and stress reduction. So who do you want to be in the future? Do you want to have a conversation with that person now and say, what are the things I should be doing now to progress me to be that person in the future? And if that person in the future has good body composition, good healthy eating habits, they exercise and they have good strength, mobility, that's exactly who you want to be, then think about what that person's going to be doing. They're not going to be pounding 300 or 400 calories at night, eating late night snacking, feeling guilty. They're not going to be going through that whole cycle. They're going to drink a glass of water instead. They're going to stretch a little bit. They're going to go for a walk and take the dog for a walk. They're going to do something else that gets them moving towards their goal. It fits in with their personality of who they want to be in the future. And that's the choice you're going to make now, because the choices you're making now are going to lead to the person that you are in the future. So if you keep making enough of those good choices now, pretty soon you are that person you want to be in the future. That might take weeks or months or even years, but keep making those choices, and those tiny little choices add up. It's like compounding interest. They add up, and that's who you are in the future. So have that conversation with future you. Who do you want to be? What would that person do now that is that person you want to be in the future? So those are some good tips, strategies. Hopefully it fit a couple scenarios that you might run into. And I hope you get some value out of that. If you do, like and subscribe. Pass this on to a friend that maybe has a challenge of late night snacking. It's pretty much most people I know. I know it's me, and I've tried a lot of these different ones, and I had to kind of settle on a few different ones to make it work for me. So I hope you can make it work for you. Like and subscribe. Send us some more questions. Give us some comments. I hope we'll talk to you soon.